All right, let's go ahead and start. So all you needed to do in here was figure out if there were functions or not. This is really easy to do. You need to take a look at your domain, or your x's. Very easy to get confused, so might as well just go ahead and start using those highlighters and highlight if you need to. All right, number one, is it a function? Yes, there are no repeats on the elements of the domain. What about the second one? That's a yes as well. Number three? That's a no. Two repeats, right? So that would be a no. What about number four? 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's a yes. Number 5? That's a yes. But number 6? That's a no. The -2 and the +2 both repeat, correct? All right. Over here, number 7, what do you have to do? The vertical line test. Very good. Thank you. You do vertical lines and make sure that those lines do not touch more than 1 point at a time. So I went ahead and I just did all my lines. Is that a function? That's a yes. Is that a function? Yes. The highlighter only touches 1, right? There and there. I still heard some people say no. Just leave it there. We'll fix it up in a second. All right. What about this one? That's a no. This one? Number 10? It's a no. Number 11? That's a yes. And number 12? It's a yes. Very good. All right. Let's ready to do the back. Real quick, real quick, real quick. All right. Is number 1 a function? Yes. What about number 2? Okay. Why are we saying yes, guys? Come on. It's a no. The -2 appears twice. So you have one element of the domain with 2 different y's. So that would be a no. All right. What about number 3? Yep, that's a yes. What about number 7? What repeats? I can't see it. The 4, right? The 4. That's a no. All right. Anything repeats over here? So that's a yes. Anything repeats over here? What repeats? -9. So that would be a no. What about this one? Anything repeats? No, so that's a yes. Over here? -1 and 0. So that would be a no. Vertical lines over here. So it doesn't repeat, so that would be a yes, it is a function. Straight lines are always a function, so that's a yes. Quadratics, which are those, are always a function. But then the u's, right? The backward u's, the sideways, they slip in u. That's a no. The v's, that's a yes. And then anything that's close like this would be a no. All right, put that in your notebook. We're good to go. All right, let's go over our exit ticket real quick. Did we already went over it? Oh, okay. I'm sorry. During tutoring, right? Sorry. The one that we had yesterday? Yeah, because yesterday was Wednesday. What the heck is wrong with me? All right. Oh, Priscilla, I need copies of those.
worksheets.
All right, so look for the one that says, what did the greenhouse call a doctor? We're not going to do all of them. We're just going to do a few of them. Because I just need you to practice something today real quick with functions. Yes. Functions, domain, literal equations, um, domain and range, discrete continuous, literal equations. That's it. I might put in equalities because you guys needs. No, I didn't make the snapshot. That's why it's easy. I think. No, you're not taking a snapshot tomorrow. When did I say you were going to take a snapshot? No. Math aid is, but not you guys. All right, let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. So I'm going to go 4 through 7, okay? So we got to find the indicator values for the function. So in here, this is my function for number 4. F of x is the same thing as what? As y. So y equals 4x minus 7. And then what am I looking with a and b? What y equals when? When what? Yeah, we're looking for y. When what? When x equals 3 or and negative 5. So where do you go to? The y equal to, and just write that function there. After, I'm going to clear my calculator. After you go to that y equal to and you write down 4x minus 7, where do you go to? The table. Very good. And then we look for just those two, right? Because it's only asking me for 2 of them. So for x equals 3, what's the domain? 5. Now, I'm sorry, not the domain, the range. And for x equals negative 5, negative 27. Very good. All right, let's do number 5. That's my function, which means that y equals negative 3x plus 10. So let's go to y equal to negative 3x plus 10, and let's go to the table. And I'm looking for negative 9 and 4. Since I'm already on negative 5, I'm going to go ahead and go to negative 37. And then for x equals 4, negative 2. All right? All right, next 2 on your own. 6 and 7, go. 6 and 7, go. Come on, time's a wasting. Let's go. Come on, babies. This is real easy. What we're doing today is real easy. All right, what do we got? All right. For 6, it would be what? for a negative 4? And then did we get a chance to do 7? All right, so when x equals 5, what is y? I didn't hear the right answer. So, wait, but there were some people that I didn't hear that. So, that said something different. So, let's go ahead and show them why they're wrong. All right, so x equals 5, negative 57, x equals 0, and 8. Again, very easy to mess up if you are not paying attention to what you're doing. All right? All right, we're not going to do all of them. Let's go to number 12. Let me ask you this for number 12. If I don't give you the elements of the domain, I only want the elements of the domain for a 4, 7, and negative 2, right? But if I don't give you that, what's the domain? I don't give you that. Let's just talk about this. What would the domain and the range be for that? So what is a domain? I'm not giving you the elements of the domain that I want you to look for, right? And here I was telling you that I only wanted 3 and negative 5. And here I was telling you that I want 4 and negative 9. So I'm not telling you that, but I'm asking you, what is the domain of this function? Say that again? Yeah, you need your x's. Very good. So what would it be? In this case, it would be t's, right? So what would be the domain of a function like that? Just a general domain. What can you do to solve this, kids? My babies. What can you do? Go to where? But you really don't. You can if you want to. We're definitely going to do it for the range. But you don't need to. Look at it and tell me what kind of restrictions does that have. Why do I have to say the word restriction? Because before you can think about it. Come on. I didn't hear you. Otherwise, remember, the old lady's wearing the things. All right, so it's all real numbers except for what? 5. Why can it not be 5?
Because it's minus 5.
So that would be 5 minus 5, which will make it a 0 as your denominator, and that doesn't exist. That's undefined, right? So it would be all real numbers except for 5. Now, I want to figure out the range, so I'm going to go ahead and for this one, just to make sure that it's all real numbers, I'm going to go ahead and plug it in the y equal to, right? But I got to add some parentheses around here.
Yes.
Where do I add them?
At the bottom.
Only at the bottom?
No. At the bottom.
Why do I have to add them at the top as well? What's the purpose of adding those parentheses at the bottom?
To keep it together.
So you can tell the calculator the denominator is not just t, it's t minus 5. But guess what? If you have more than one thing on your numerator, you also need to tell the calculator the numerator is t squared plus 2t. You have to tell her. She's not that smart. She's only as smart as you are. She's only as smart as what you can do with it. Okay? So you have to tell her this is the numerator, that's the denominator. So let's go to y equal to. And now I'm going to graph it. So what's my range? Say that again.
Zero.
Thank you, Gabriel. From 0 to what? Negative infinity. Very good. That graph doesn't go to the positive, does it? No. So it's from 0 to negative. Yay? All right. Now let's go ahead and do what the problem asked me to do. The problem only asked me for 4, 7, and negative 2. So I need to go where?
Table.
Table. And look, where do you have with 5? Error. Very good. Error. All right. So what about 4? Negative 24. What about 7? 31.5. And what about negative 2? Is it 0? All right. 13 on your own. Go. We got him? All right, so what are the elements of the domain, or the range that are paired up with those elements of the domain?
8, negative 16, and 2.
Pretty easy, right? All you got to do is just go to that table, write the function, go to the table. Now, if it's not solve for y, what do you need to do? Solve for y, all right? If it's asking you what are the elements of the domain or whatever, and you don't have the y, just solve for y. We should know how to do that. All right, put that in the notebook. We'll go to the back later on. Let's go to the next one. Priscilla, can I get a copy? You didn't get the other one? Oh, it's right here. I'm sorry. All right, let's start. All right. So you've been doing this with your calculator, right? And that just means that y equals 3x minus 4, y equals 2x squared plus 5, and so on, right? But you have 4 different functions. F of x, g of x, h of x, and p of x. All right. So what does it mean? Like if you didn't have the calculator, like I had to do it when I was in high school. When I was in school, I had to do it without a calculator. We didn't use calculators. What that means is that this number that's inside the parentheses is the value of x. Very good. So when I take my function, if I say that f of 3 is 3x minus 4, what I'm going to have to do is every time I see the x, because that's what x is, I'm going to have to plug it in, right? So that becomes 3 times 3 minus 4. And then f of 3,
Equals -9. Yeah. -3
oh, thank you,
equals -9 minus 4, which is 13.
negative 13, not 13, negative 13, right? So that's basically what you're doing. I'm going to do one more. Let's do 4. So this would be g of -1. G is 2x squared plus 5. And that means that this is the value of the x. So that becomes 2 times -1 squared plus 5. And then the calculator takes over. You can do it in your head because it's pretty easy. It's pretty easy math. So what is g of -1?
-9. Right?
7. Thank you. It's 7.
Because it's -4. That is so bad.
This is positive 1 because it's -1 times -1 because it's -1 squared. You got to use, please excuse my dear Aunt Sally. All right. But what happens when you don't have a number and you have an expression? All right. So over here, I have f of x plus 2, and f of x is 3x minus 4. Still the same concept. All of this needs to be substituted by the x. Every time you substitute, you're going to open a parenthesis. So that would be 3, open parentheses, plug in what the x is, which is x plus 2, and then take away 4. What do you have to do with that 3? Distribute it. Very good. So this would be 3 times x, 3x, and 3 times 2 is 6. And then you can do 6 minus 4. And f of x plus 2 is 3x plus 2. And that's your answer. Yay? All right. Let's do number 9. All right, for number 9, we have h of 5x minus 3. And now we got to figure out what's h of x. H of x is 8 minus 3x, which means all of these is that. So that would be 8 minus 3, parentheses, 5x minus 3, because I'm going to substitute it. And then what do I have to do with that negative 3? What's negative 3 times 5x? Very good. And what's negative 3 times negative 3? And then what can we do with that and that. Add it up. Yeah, they're numbers. You can add them up. So h of 5x minus 3 equals what? 17. Thank you. Minus 15x. And that's my answer. Yay? All right, let's do number 10. All right, what's different about number 10? I got two functions, and what do I have to do with those two functions? I got to add them. Very good. So I got to add those functions. And then what would the 3 be? The x. That little number is always what goes inside x. So this is like your f, and that would be your x. So what's h? Look at the top and tell me what h is. 8 minus 3x. That was h. And then I'm going to add my g. And what's g? 2x squared plus 5. Yay? And now that 3 needs to take place of all those x's that are there. So this is 8 minus 3 times 3 plus 2 oh, it's not a 2, it's a 3. Thank you. 2 times 3 squared plus 5. You can put it exactly like you have it on the calculator and it will give you the right answer. I think this is negative 1. 23. You can just do it in a whole step. I'm doing it in my head. So the correct answer would be what? 22. Yes? I ate too much lunch. All right, let's go to the next one. 11. I don't have math 8. All right, let's do 11. What do I have to do between those two functions? Because I have two. Which ones are my functions? F and P. And what am I doing? I'm subtracting. Very good. So let's go for F. What's F? 3x minus, what's P? X squared minus. And then what's my value of x? Negative 1. So I got to put that negative 1 3 times, right? 3 times negative 1. Every time I plug it in, I am inserting parentheses. Did you get negative 10? Or did I do something wrong? What did you guys get? I'm doing it in my head. I might have messed up. That's why I'm asking. That'll be 1 and 2. That'll be 3. I think I did it right. Negative what? I couldn't hear. Somebody said the answer. Negative 8? Negative 10. For those of you that got negative 8, you probably didn't put parentheses around this one right here. Or you put the exponent inside the parentheses when it does not go inside the parentheses. Nope. All right, let's do another one. 12. All right, what two functions are we using on 12? F and G. And I'm multiplying. Very good. What is F? 3x minus 4 times G, which is 2x squared plus 5. And what's the value of my x? There you go. So this is 3 times 2 minus 4. 2 times 2 to the square plus 5. I get 26. But I did it in my head, so help me out. 26? All right. Let's do 15. 15. This is going to be the last one. F and H, so what's F? 3x minus 4, and I'm subtracting between them. And H would be 8 minus 3x, is that correct? But the x is what? X. So do I need to change anything? I just need to subtract it. If you came here for summer camp, you could probably remember. And if not, it will trigger it as soon as we do it. What will that negative in front of that parentheses do? Change everything to its opposite, remember? All right. So instead of an 8, it becomes a what? And instead of a minus 3x. Okay, so why did Miss Marine change the order? Why? Why did I do that? Yes, the negative 8's in the back. Yes. We changed the order, Joshua. So, so that what? So that what? So that I can subtract or add. So I line them up like decimals, right? X's with X's and numbers with numbers. All right, so what is 3x and 3x? Oh my God. Thank you. And what is negative 4 and negative 8? Negative 12. Very good. So f minus h of x is 6x minus 12. Was that, yeah, that was 15, right? Are we good? more. Let's do 16. So I have f, which is 3x, and then I have to multiply that by h, which is 8 minus 3x, and the value of x is replaced by what? X. So I just have to multiply. You remember how to multiply?
I don't know.
Well, you weren't here. You weren't here.
I weren't.
You weren't here.
I was there. Yeah, I was there. Oh yeah, for squares.
Hated those. I never got those.
Oh, please get over it because you're going to use them. All right. So this is 3x and negative 4, and then that one is 8 and negative 3x.
8 times 3x.
Remember? You had to
Here for that week.
All right. Tough luck for you. All right. So this box over here is up and this way, right? So 3x times 8, 24x. This box is up and to the left. So 3x times negative 3x, negative 9x. Thank you. Somebody said it. What is x times x?
Oh yeah.
X plus x is 2x. What is x times x?
Square.
X what? Squared. Thank ya.
No, because I said it first, then you tried to cut it off.
All right. This square is negative 4 times 8, which is negative 32. And then that one is negative 4 times negative 3x, which is 12x. Very good. And then remember how we highlighted what we could add? Those two can be added, right? Because they're both of them are x's. And then we always started with the biggest exponent. So negative 9x squared. What is 24x and 12x? 36x minus 32. Yay? All right, put that inside your notebook.